Hello everyone, this is Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for the sign of Scorpio for the month of June 2021. I've already meditated on the cards, and please remember that this is a general reading, so it may not resonate with everyone. Please take what does and leave the rest. I'm doing current situation, how we can flow through this through intellect and communication, the emotions you can receive or connect with and or release, and how to move through the outcome. I've already pulled a couple cards for the overall energy of the reading. I'm going to pull some cards first and then we'll get into it. Just going to do that again. Don't like the way they are coming out. There we go. We'll keep both from here. A couple more and then we'll start. At the bottom of the deck, you have hunger. So I think there is a need or some kind of inner wanting of some sort. And I think there is definitely like you're calling out for this, or you're starting to be like, okay, this is something I want. And there's a lot of change coming for you, which I did see in what I've pulled so far. Maybe a little resistance to this change is a possibility, and having to refocus or reconnect with your focus on what you really want to do during this change and how you want to see things pan out. So hopefully that resonates. Okay. So for the current situation, I'm sorry, I'm going to do the overall essence. I always do the current situation first and then go back to the overall. So I'm going to do the overall essence here. It's interesting because I don't know if this is about a relationship, getting out of a relationship, or actually kind of breaking the energetic bond between the relationship that you've had in the past. It doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It could just be a friendship, or, you know, for some reason something's come out like parents and the bond or something there. But for a lot of you, it could be relationships. And I usually don't do love readings, but if it comes out, I definitely read it. So I wasn't crazy about the initial cards that were pulled for the reading, so I pulled a couple more just to have a better understanding. But you have bond, but it's in the reverse, and this is the Lover's card in the reverse. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I think that there's a sense of, it could be a breakup or recovering from that. It could be just some stagnation or misunderstanding of some sort. And I feel like there's some kind of connection that has been torn or wounded, or like just different flow of what your normal situation is. Something that shifted that you're not comfortable with. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, of course. It could also just be inviting you to look at it a little differently too, if there's something going on, to restructure and see through the illusion, because you also have the illusion card, and just see things for what they are. Maybe there was deception there somehow for some of you, a breakup, and you're now seeing the truth of what is really going on. I hate saying that, but it's a possibility. So just to keep, I mean, there's definitely more other than that situation going on in the reading for some of you who are not going through this, but maybe there could be a sense of like a re-submerging of these energies too, because something has come to light, or something that reminded you of something. So it doesn't have to be anything new if you're not in a relationship or in this situation, but it could be something like reminiscing or something being brought up to the surface about an old bond that had been kind of scarring, or maybe that you're just seeing things in a different perspective now of what was back in the day, because that could be an illusion too. It doesn't have to be like a something being revealed, the truth being revealed. It could be you saw things one way and now you're seeing things another way, or the truth of where you are right now. So, or where this person is. This could be the other person too. So it doesn't have to be you on this end. It could be them on this end. So yeah, I don't always love reading these kind of readings, but it came out a few times over in this reading, so it was something that definitely wanted to come out and talk about it. So, and I do see a new start coming for you, whatever that is. It could be a different perspective and a different way of looking at things now, and that's just bringing up new opportunities for you to look at things differently or to go a different path somehow, or some kind of new start. And maybe just a sense of really holding your vision of what you really want to attain, or really where you want to see yourself in the near future. Because whatever situation that was going on there's nothing that's going to come out of that situation. As far as the feelings that I'm getting from this reading, it's kind of just an essence of something to be worked on, not resolved in the actual relationship. I mean, for some, if you want to work through it, that's fine. I'm not telling you not to work on your relationships by any means. But the essence that I'm getting here, it's kind of like an old thing, and you're just kind of seeing light in it now. Or it's like a breakup, and you're seeing truth, and you're being enlightened in other ways because of this truth coming out, or this freedom, or this release. So yeah, I don't want, if you're definitely willing to work on the relationship and it's workable, go for it. I'm not trying to not say that, but I just feel like there's something new coming, and I see a lot of new stuff coming. So that's why I feel like maybe that's not where you're going backwards. You're kind of moving forward and really holding your vision of what you want, and talking to the universe and asking for this to come into your life. So, and then we also have the Death card, and I think that's another reason why I felt like this was done, because the Death card is definitely about transformation, transitioning, transforming into something new. They're like a loss, an ending. I'll show you the card. So, it's an edible. Oh my God, I can't even speak today. Sorry. There's definitely something going on in the cosmos because I have not been able to articulate anything. An edible. Oh my God, forget it. Sorry, I cannot speak my words today. So I just think that there is a sense of transformation, and I feel like there's a sense of, I want to say a little bit of kind of like a tug. I don't know, a little bit of like resistance here. And I did see this in the beginning of a little bit under the deck when I was saying there's a little bit of resistance. I definitely think that there is a sense of resistance here, but not to the point where you're not shifting or moving. It's just that, it's kind of scary to go through this and start something new and do something that you're not familiar with. So, but with this resistance and stuff, there's this enlightenment that's also happening, and this freedom. So I would say just go with it. You can't, that's what the word I was trying to say, which I cannot get out of my mouth. It's just going to happen anyway. So just maybe tell yourself just to go with the flow a little bit more, give up a little bit of that resistance and that stagnation that you feel, and go with it because it's for your greater good. And also you got the Hermit in reverse. So I feel like there's like a sense right now that, and this is in the reverse, that there's like an unawareness here. And I think it's for some, not for all, or an unawareness of kind of what to do next maybe. Because the Hermit usually means like there's a sense of, isolation or like retracting and kind of going inward and, kind of thinking about things and being enlightened and kind of teaching, learning, and all that kind of stuff that you go inward. When you go inward, there was this silence for a while, and in order to have it in reverse, you must have had it. So maybe you're coming out of that now, and there's a little bit of resistance here. I feel like that seems to be what I'm feeling because I keep saying that. I don't know. I think that maybe you're just feeling a sense of needing some attention right now. Maybe you're feeling a little lost or lonely or just needing attention within, whether it's coming from yourself to give it to yourself or from other people. That could be very the case because you've been in this state for a while and now you're just like, okay, I really need to be nourished. I really need to be cared for. So I think that for some of you, that's the reason why this is kind of in the reverse. And it's also about a need of reconnecting to your spirit or to spirit. And it doesn't mean religion. I just meant source of some sort, to yourself, coming home to yourself a little bit more in a different way. For some of you, I definitely think the nourishment is and the need of attention is to pay attention to yourself and really nurture yourself right now, as well as people externally doing that for you. But it's more about filling up your temple here with love and unconditional love from self. And it doesn't, just doing it in the best of ways, in a higher vibrational way, more thoughtful and connecting. So that's kind of what I got from the overall essence. It's kind of heavy, but I think it's needed to be heard. Just take what resonates. It may not resonate completely. So in the current situation, you have reflection, self-reflection, and that, I definitely think that that's why the Hermit in reverse came up for me this way, because I think you're going and you've been inward or kind of isolated, but now it's time to do some inner work and actually really get in there and deal with whatever situation that may have put you here to begin with. But I do think this is really connecting with your emotions, really connecting with your intuition, really looking in the mirror and saying, kind of reflecting back of things that you really want to release, things you want to shift, loving yourself unconditionally. And are you seeing what is in the mirror, in the most authentic way or the most truthful way without illusion? Remember, this is not only about a relationship. This can absolutely be the bond with yourself if you're not in a relationship. And it's a matter of seeing through the illusions of what's in this mirror and really seeing that you are amazing, that you are beautiful, that you do have this potential, that you can be unstoppable. And it's a matter of, I do think that that's, for a lot of you, it isn't only relationship. It's actual relationship with yourself. That's what I'm feeling right now that I'm connecting with this. So I think that to go back into hermit mode in this sense of really connecting with yourself and reflecting on stuff. Not in isolation though, doing it differently, actually doing the work in this space right now. It's also a 1 and a 7, which is all about really looking at the obstacles of what these illusions have caused and maybe trying to kind of rewind and see if you can reshape those illusions into reality of what things really look like and what things really are for you. And having a lot of gratitude in the relationship with self or the relationship with your person if this was a breakup. I'm not saying go back and I'm not saying not go back, but I'm saying maybe instead of looking at it, the toxicity of it, being appreciative of and having gratitude for what was in that relationship and what it gave you and why you went there to begin with and what the needs were, what your needs were, what that person's needs were when you decided to pair up. Or, this is having gratitude for yourself or the relationships around you in general. So I think it's just to have gratitude for your own, with your own self. And it's also a 2 and a 3, which is all about change. There is a change, and just to stay humble and to stay grounded with this gratitude, because it will help you kind of shift into this transformation a little bit easier when you're being a little bit more present and grateful for what you have and for what you're learning along this journey. I also had pulled before the 6 of Cups in the reverse. I'll show you the picture without the reversal. So the 6 of Cups, I think there's a sense of stuck in the past here. And I think that for a lot of you, I feel like I'm going back and forth. It could be with self, could be with a fresh breakup, or it could be with somebody that you're just kind of thinking of these things, or these things are coming to the surface now because you're doing some inner work, or you were in that hermit mode and now it's shifting. So I think you could be stuck in the past with this kind of stuff, and it's holding you back from maybe starting a new relationship or really moving forward in your own relationship with yourself, or just people around you and the relationships around you, friendships and stuff. Maybe there's something that's like untrusting or something because of the situation that happened, and it just keeps coming back into your life until you resolve it. So this is maybe inviting you to really sit with it and work on it a little bit, release it, because it keeps coming up. And you also have the Seven of Cups, literally 6 and 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is like wishful thinking, delusions. I think that maybe some of you are living in a fantasy of this situation, or seeing things, not like there is an illusion of what things were instead of really seeing things of what they were, like the truth of it. Or maybe there's some overwhelming decisions that need to be made here with this situation. It's a little overwhelming, and it's got, it's very distracting. It's distracting your day-to-day or your current situation right now. It's because you keep reflecting on the past there. So, I feel what this is saying here is saying, try to bring these things up to the surface and look at that whole picture of whatever memory you're having and see what it was and see why it keeps coming up, where you attach to it. Was it real, or was it your illusion of what was real at the time? And try to work through it so you can release this, because I do think there's a sense of some kind of blockage or obstacle having here for you of really doing some self-reflection and growing from this, because you keep repeating the story over and over again. This doesn't have to be a relationship. I'm just saying whatever situation was heartbreaking or, not the best case scenario. And maybe just having, like I said, having gratitude for the situation in whole instead of picking apart all the things that weren't so great. Because there was lessons learned in there, and that if you could just take it away as just lessons learned, it wasn't done to you. It was a lesson that you had to go through to learn something. So I don't know. I don't even know if this is resonating, but this is kind of what's coming up for me. I'm going to pull one more. Actually, I'm not going to do these. I'm going to do these. I did a meditation before I started today, and I'm going to do these over because I'm talking. And I really got in a really deep meditation about really connecting me very deeply today. So this is, I don't know. I just can't. I should have said, can I speak clearly first? Anyway, current situation. All right, you got a couple here, all at the same time. So, so conditioning. I think that this is causing you to break out of that normal way of thinking or normal way of doing something in the past. It's shifting the way that you're doing this in the future. You're kind of like the lion and the sheep here, or the tiger. It's like you're breaking away from all of this kind of stuff and the way that the way that you think things should be is kind of telling you here, like, this isn't the way things should be because it's not working. So maybe we could try something new that might be more suited for you, a more custom fit for you. So, which is interesting because you also have the breakthrough. So these are great cards to have here because you are shifting, you're acknowledging, you're becoming aware that this isn't where you want to be with the normal case scenario here. You want something better, different, more meaningful, and to learn from this, but also you're breaking through this illusion. I think it's time to break through all this stuff and really have your own being shine bright, like a diamond. But I do think that there is an opening here, a shifting, and it's really coming through. And then you also have celebrating. It's the 3 of Cups. So the Three of Cups is a celebration. It's friendship. It's sisterhood. It's, happiness, enjoyment. So I think that this breaking through this situation is really making you feel closer to yourself and to celebrate and, appreciate the friendships and the relationships you have around you, and honor them. So interesting. I hope this is resonating. Sometimes I don't feel like it's connecting from what I'm saying, from what you're saying, but maybe it is, hopefully. So in the how you move through this through intellect and communication, I'm going to pull, what am I going to do here? I'll pull this. Thank you. Getting doubles here. Interesting. So you have pleasure. And it's a 9. It's all about really finding clarity here in the way you articulate, the way you perceive things, the way you bring things, information in, and the way you are communicating with yourself, to other people, I think there is a clarity on a direction here. And you're starting to see things, having to see things in a new way. You might be sitting on it for a little bit to kind of, process this, but there is a sense of this opening. And I did feel this. I mean, look at these cards are very similar. There's a breakthrough and there's just like pleasure. And then you have this happiness card of just like really celebrating this new enlightenment, this new breakthrough. And you also have the Hanged Man, which the Hanged Man is all about like this becoming still, accepting of this situation, a fresh perspective of something, and this is and maybe that you're sitting on this in order to shift the way you communicate to yourself, to the universe, to relationships, to everything, or the way you bring in information, you're processing it differently. So you're going through this, like, this is kind of like the hermit mode in a sense. It's not isolation, but it's like reflecting, seeing things from a different perspective and becoming enlightened within that perspective. So, I think this is where and this is also holding patterns here. But I definitely think that this is a sense of acceptance here and reflection and seeing things in a different way than you did before. You also have the mystery card, Secrets and Hidden Meanings. And this is all about, this is moon energy, of course. And this is all about the unknown. It could be fear. It's also intuition. It could be connecting to your emotions. It's very feminine energy, so it's very nurturing, caring, nurturing yourself through this growth period. It's seeing things, bringing things to the surface that were unknown to you, kind of like the illusion here. Seeing it's the same kind of energy that I'm getting here. I definitely think, you have this card I'm going to show, but this is a disillusion again, and it's fear. And the only thing to fear is fear itself. So it's releasing maybe that kind of stuff, releasing that fear. And bringing awareness to you now of things that you weren't aware of before. And breathe, inhale, exhale, create space within. I think that there's a sense of maybe doing some meditation or some grounding stuff. Really connecting to your breath here, doing some breath work. In this time of Hanged Man energy, of like really sitting and reflecting, you could be doing some really great connecting exercises to kind of help you through this. Breath work is really, really great for this kind of thing. Really connecting to your body too. It brings awareness into your body as well as like emotions and all the other stuff coming up. So. Okay, so what the emotions that you can release and or receive or connect with during this process is action. Pull one more here. So let's see. Oh, was there one open? Hold on. There's one coming to the surface here. I'm not going to take it because that was there, I think. Shuffle one more time. So things to reflect on here in the emotional placement here. You have action, really taking action here. It's also a 6, which is really overcoming obstacles and perseverance. And you're really moving through something. Excuse me. To me, again, this is very similar to this type of energy and this type of energy. There's a sense of, I don't know if you can see all three, but there is a sense of really just expanding and opening and just releasing the stuff within, really connecting to universal consciousness, taking action, really connecting to what your body needs and how it needs to release this energy. Oops, I'm in the wrong position here. Sorry, put them in the wrong place. So I love this card because it is a freeing card with emotions and really connecting stuff, releasing things that don't serve you anymore, making space for new ways, seeing things in a different way, how you processed emotions in the past, really looking at them and reflecting on them and saying, like, looking at all perspectives and all views, looking at it as through the observer lens instead of honing in on just what your experience is, kind of looking at it as a whole. It can be very freeing that way. You also have the Page of Swords. Excuse me. And I think that here you're kind of seeking knowledge. You're seeking new ways of processing, or maybe even just seeking like knowledge of how you process stuff in your actual emotions, and really, you know, like really going in deep and working on some stuff. It's a lot of personal growth here, and really honoring the goal here. You're really honoring yourself now. And there's a sense of like wishful thinking here too, that things are going to work out in your benefit. I just see the dandelion, and we always make a wish on that. So, and I think that your wishes are being released, and I do think that all of this beautiful energy is being released into the universe here for you to really be connective and connecting to yourself. You also have this existence card, which is 1, which is, it could be the Magician. This deck confuses me, but I love it so much. I sense a sense of just like being and really seeing things clearly and just really connecting to your being more right now, and acknowledging that you do have all this possibility to manifest stuff and to really bring things to fruition. So I'm going to take this as Magician energy of like, you're kind of in training right here. You're learning stuff. You're really manifesting ways to like really bring into your life what you really want to bring in. But there's a sense here of like existing in a way that is so peaceful and grounding and connecting. It's not just like you saying, I want to manifest a new job or a new person or whatever, and you're just going for it. Like, I think this is a lot of inner work, and you're finally coming into peace with yourself, and you're saying, okay, this is where I want to be. I want to come home, but I want to learn everything around it, what this means to me. And aloneness is not loneliness. It's this. These cards are very similar to me, because it's an inward journey of just going within and being in that space, in that stillness. And this is kind of like Hangman energy, you know? It's very similar, actually. Or to me, more, it could be the Hierophant. What was the Hierophant? I do think it's the Hermit, though, because they're both 9s. So it's a space to think. You're finding clarity, and you're really thinking about things now, and restructuring the way that you're going to perceive it and process it. This is really beautiful energy. It's heavy, but life is heavy sometimes, right? Before we can come through this enlightenment and make it less stressful, there's always a calm after the storm. So anyway, you have in the outcome, you have the King of Swords, and I'm going to pull one more. Ooh, the Moon again. You have a lot of Moon energy here. Okay, King of Cups. The King of Cups is all about feeling stability, accepting, a calming demeanor. This could be somebody coming in for you, for those who have had some issues with the two cards that I started off with, the Bond and the Illusion. So this could be somebody coming in for you, or this could be you standing in your own confidence, in your own calming demeanor, and your own accepting of yourself, and really doing this in like a sense of confidence, but really connecting to emotions here too. Usually that's not what I'm seeing here, but in this, like right now, what I'm seeing right now is like, even though the storm is hectic and chaotic around you, there's a sense of peace with yourself because of all of this just being kind of energy. Everything else could be chaotic, and you're coming in strong and staying in this calm demeanor moving forward. And I think that has a lot to do with surrendering. Surrendering your energy to the universe and just saying like, I am just going to go with the flow and see where life takes me, you know? And this is the Moon. I do think that there's, you have a sense of like this dream of what you really want life to be. And it's really connecting with your intuition here. I don't see illusions on the end of this, you know, and like secrets and all this kind of stuff that the Moon gives you here. I feel here that it's a sense of being okay with the unknown moving forward, because you've done so much inner work. You know yourself now, or you will know yourself. You've gotten so comfortable in this space of stillness and reflection and enlightenment here that you're gonna be okay with, like, the fear's not gonna really hold you back here. You're going in this moving forward very stable and grounded and connected to your intuition and connected to your subconscious mind too. Like, it's just being intuitive and having things come up for you. It's not going to be like, you know, kind of hidden anymore. It's going to be in the front because you're very connected to yourself. That's a beautiful outcome. I'm going to pull a couple more. Or you always like to come in pairs here in this reading. Let me see. The Lovers. Wow. This could, for some of you, this could be someone coming in that kind of brings you into that space of calm, because they're going to be coming in very calm and steady and stable, which will bring you that same energy. So, receptivity is the other one. So the Lovers, and here it's a 6. And it's a 6, which is overcoming obstacles and perseverance here. So for some of you that have been wanting this relationship but have been stuck in the past a little bit, and that has prevented you from actually moving forward, doing this inner work is really going to bring someone in this. And for for those of you who are not looking for a relationship, this is you having this divine bond with yourself, this divine connection with yourself. It doesn't have to be somebody. And I think that you are going to be receptive here to really allowing all of this amazing energy to come into your life very easily now, because you have surrendered to all of this stuff that has been holding you back. You've let it go. Really beautiful energy, Scorpio. Really beautiful. So I'm going to pull some self-care cards and then send you on your way. Sorry for the verbiage not coming out clearly. It's like not the day for speaking, but I do feel like very connected to this, and I hope it resonated. This is for Scorpio 2021. Soak in a bath. I think it's just a matter of like really nurturing yourself, connecting with yourself, spending time with animals or being out in nature, being grounded, shoes off, bare feet in the soil or the beach, soaking in a bath with some maybe essential oils and some crystals if you're into that, or just salt. Epsom salt is really great to neutralize any kind of energy that is being released. It might help you along with some of your release here. Energy work. You can do some chakra stuff on YouTube. You can get a session, a Reiki session, or a chakra healing session, or a sound bath, something that is energetically cleansing of anything that needs to kind of be shooken up a little bit and released. And look, I was talking about fairies last night. Look for fairies. For those of you who don't believe in fairies, it's just using your imagination and believing that anything is possible. You know, use your imagination again. It's like kid-like energy. But for those of you who do believe in fairies, maybe there's something in there for you. I'm going to do one more for Scorpio and then send you on your way. Enchanting. I said before about like breath work here. Really doing some breath work, breathing exercises, meditation, energy work, anything that really get you into your space and really connect with this energy source here. Chanting is a really good one. Doing meditation, having a mantra, even just the sound of Om, or finding an affirmation that is short that you can keep repeating to yourself. Whatever it takes to get you in that space, it does not matter as long as it's for your higher good and like better, higher vibration. Scorpio, I hope that this resonated somewhat and it wasn't too heavy. I apologize for that. But I kind of don't, because it kind of came out and maybe it was meant to be heard for some of you. If you like this channel and like how I'm reading, if you could like and subscribe, I would really appreciate the support. I hope you have a really, really great month of June. I will see you in July. Take care and stay healthy.